Gosh, hi YouTube, it's been a while. We have been very busy at OPMC recently, not to mention it's getting into the cooler months in Sydney, Australia. And so the temperature is dropping and now I'm sick. So excuse all the coughing, hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully you're not too close to my face in this video. I am very, very far away from the camera. We'll be working on that to make these videos better. But more importantly, YouTube. What I want to talk about today is e-commerce success, which is coincidentally the name of this channel. So if you want to, if you'd like to follow along with me, I have a whole heap of updates, a whole heap of ideas and suggestions for your e-commerce success. And shall we just dive straight into those? So there's been a whole bunch of stuff that's come up the last couple of months, which I've been dying to tell you about. I'll give you some ideas. First one is mobile testing. So that is about, at the very least, checking out your e-commerce store on a mobile device like an iPad, a tablet, a phone, multiple phones, multiple tablets, etc. Because if you're the kind of person that sits at a desktop computer all day, you're not going to be in touch with how people are seeing your online store on their devices, on their mobile devices specifically. And you know, that's a real problem because you may be getting a one-dimensional picture on how people are seeing your site. Now, I know a lot of you will be saying, well, of course we test on iPads, iPhones, everything. We know all of that stuff. I suppose this message is just a general advice or a general warning, depending on how you view these kinds of things. It is super, super important. I cannot stress it enough. I am always on my iPad Pro, always on the tablet, working. I rarely use the desktop these days. And what I find all the time is websites, e-commerce websites that don't work properly on mobile devices. And so where you might have a really, really simple order, it shouldn't take much time, it ends up taking heaps of time to make the order. And you know, sometimes what ends up happening, or oftentimes what ends up happening is rather than being able to make that purchase on the go, I have to go home, go to the office, find a desktop computer and make the order there, or I just don't bother. Or I go to some other competitor because it's just too hard. We have too many things to do in our lives, all of us. And so dealing with a bad website that's hard to navigate on a mobile device is a real issue, team. Okay, so you've got to work on that. Check out your website not only on tablet, which displays a little bit more like a desktop device anyway, but also your phone. One of the things that I find is where on a desktop or a tablet, it might not be too much scrolling or effort to browse the website. What you end up with on a mobile phone is endless scrolling. It just goes forever and ever, especially on people's homepages. And you don't need to have endless scrolling on your homepage, people. Team, you don't need to do that, okay? So what we want to do is we want to have a different web page for mobile phones that is shorter and easier to navigate, because your homepage does not need to be gigantically long on a phone. Okay, really important. So both the usability perspective, also the testing, we've come across a lot of issues with buttons, especially on Apple devices, where the buttons just haven't been tested. And so what you end up with is a situation where you go to submit an inquiry or you go to pay and it doesn't work because the buttons don't work. You have some fancy buttons on your website that were tested in, I don't know, Internet Explorer and Chrome, but they don't work on phones. Okay, And the other thing is with usability on the mobile phones is if you've got tiny little forms, go to the checkout and you're like, oh, it's tiny, I can't read it. And so you have to zoom all the way in to see the form and then zoom out again for the next section. It's just too much, people. Okay, team, it's too much. All right, we want to solve these problems together. Okay, you need to fix these issues. Take a good hard look at your sites on tablets and phones. Really important. Another big thing that I could make some kind of meme about if I was really on top of the meme thing is having to find your credit card when you go to pay at the checkout. Historically, I've tended towards using PayPal myself because you're not near your wallet or your cards, or if you're like me, you don't know where your cards are because you never use them, the physical ones, and you go to a shop and it asks for your credit card and then you have to go and find it. And it's a first world problem, but it is a pain in the ass, okay, to go ahead and have to find all of these cards. You might be, your customer might be on a bicycle or in the shopping mall or at the pool, who knows, but they probably don't have their credit card sitting there. And where I found as an Apple user, I've been able to really bridge that divide is the saved cards option, which is a personal preference whether people actually use that. And so when you tap in the fields, it will autofill. But even better than that is the Apple Pay option at the checkout. Now, I know we're all used to having a billion different options that we could be using, and all of them cost a certain amount. If it's an afterpay kind of situation, you're adding additional fees to your business. But I think the convenience is so high that your conversions are going to be much better, honestly. So with something like Apple Pay, if you haven't used it before yourself, and you're wondering why would you want to incorporate that into your site? Well, as an Apple Pay user, rather than typing in all my credit card details, I just click the Apple Pay option and then I double tap the side of my phone, and it's just, honestly, it's so much easier. And I can deal with my tablet. It's just it's brilliant. And I'm sure that Google Pay has the same kind of thing, right? But these kinds of things, they are so good for customers because your customers have a million other things to do in their day besides from making an order on your website. Platforms like eBay, they have all of this stuff saved. We want to do the same for your customers, increase conversions, make it easier. I think whatever you're going to be paying for Apple Pay is going to be outstripped by the extra income you earn. That's the kind of thing that we found when we added, so I think on one of our stores historically we didn't have PayPal, but we had, this is back in the day, you have to always manually type in your credit card details. So we had credit card, and then we had via a merchant gateway, and then we had the PayPal. We added PayPal, and we got a huge spike in customer sales because the trust with PayPal is so high. So you really can't underestimate this stuff. Team, you can't underestimate this stuff, all right? Next on my list is security. Security, I find with our clients, is often very much a case of benefit of hindsight. Because when something happens, it's like, oh yeah, we should have done something about that. We were thinking about doing something about it, never did something about it. And it's a problem because when you do have a hacking problem for your site, it's a reputational problem if you're bigger. If you're smaller, it will knock you offline for days. It's just going to be a real drama. And I don't want that for you, team. I don't want that for you, okay? So we're going to try and avoid that, okay? We're going to get those problems out of your life. come and talk to us about a firewall or a WAF, web application firewall, for your website. It's going to prevent these things happening, combined with malware scanning. I know a lot of hosts say, web hosts say, oh, we do malware scanning, but it's not very good. A lot of the time, it's useless, okay? We have specialist malware scanning for websites. It runs continuously, okay, looking for malware on your website, okay? Really important, team, listen to me, okay? Really important is malware scanning and external defenses. What is a WAF? What is a firewall? What does it do? If you're not across those things, which a lot of people are not, that's okay. It's kind of like a bulletproof dome that goes over your shop, okay? And it's got a whole bunch of intricacies to it, obviously, but it provides you a lot of control to prevent people coming into your site that you don't want to be there, who are trying to hack into it, a lot easier than other methods. And additionally, it doesn't have the same kind of a load that the software-based security systems do. So team, think about it. If you want some help or advice in that space, you want to take a preventative action, this is a good opportunity for you to do it. No excuses, no judgment, okay? We're just going to take this path, all right? Together, we'll hold your hand. If you have been hacked into, I'm sorry to hear that. It is relatively easy to solve. The last one of our recent customers that we did took us about 52 minutes to clean their site. So it's not a big deal for a specialist, okay? Not a job for a web developer, okay? Security specialist. It's a job for us, okay? Leave it to the professionals, okay? When one of our clients first got hacked into in 2007, 2008, we had no idea what to do. We didn't know how to prevent it. We didn't know how to prevent it coming back. It was a big problem, okay? We can help you with this, all right? Come and see us. Next on my list is buttons. We've covered buttons that don't work on certain devices where you haven't tested them. You need to test your website, people. Test your website, please. Okay, this is what we're doing now. We're testing our websites. We're not just throwing it up into the air and crossing our fingers and wishing for the best. We want to make sure that everything's working nicely. Okay, we want to make sure that everything's working nicely, team. Okay, we don't want any problems. Don't want any grumpy customers. Okay, have a look at our buttons, please. Next thing I wanted to talk about is speed tests. Okay, so probably one of the only speed tests that's important is and we'll send you a link, is the page speed testing from Google. So they have a pretty comprehensive testing system that they give it's their own testing system, right? So it's biased. But how I figure it is this: if Google thinks your website is slow, they're not going to send people to it, or they're not going to send as many people as you would like, okay? They want to refer people to your website where your website is fast and makes them look good. Just like if you were recommending one friend to another or one business colleague to another. You're not going to recommend them if they're crap, right? So it's important that we get it sorted out and get the site running really quick, okay? Again, coincidentally, something that we can help with. Okay, so if you do the test and you're getting 20 out of 100 on the Google speed test, ask us about it, see if we can help, or find someone to help you out there in the big wide world. There's no guarantee that you're going to get 100 out of 100, but it's usually pretty easy to get the score up, especially with WooCommerce websites. It's pretty straightforward. Yeah, we just want to get those numbers up. We want to get traffic into the site. We're going to get more traffic into the site, which means we want to have it running faster, okay? And we've been doing a lot of work in this space recently. We know that it helps in the scheme of things. It's really important. Just to wrap things up, one thing that I did see, really good idea that came from Super Cheap Auto here in Australia. I had gone into one of their stores and purchased something, some car cleaner, because I wash my car most of the time, and I bought this cleaning foam, and about a week later I get this email and saying the price on this product has actually changed. It's gone down. It's $6 cheaper. So we're going to give you a credit for $6 because that's what we do. And I thought that was brilliant. You know, when you are trying to build an audience and trying to build trust, this is the kind of thing that accelerates that. Because what I'm saying as a business, as an e-commerce business, is you already bought something from me, but we want to make sure that you're not screwed over. So the price only just changed the other day. You didn't know that it was going to change in that time. You didn't know it was going to be cheaper, right? So we're here to make sure that you get the best pricing, and we're going to give you a credit. We're going to pay you money for something you already bought. We're going to give you a credit on that because you are a valued customer. And for me personally, I was tickled pink, right? I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was a really good initiative. And if you're doing this sort of thing, congratulations. But I reckon if you got the systems in place for this kind of thing, you should definitely be doing it. I think that it has the potential to generate a whole lot of extra value for your relationship, for your long-term relationship with your customers. And yeah, I would highly recommend it. So I recently posted about this on LinkedIn, and I just think it's a great initiative. So thanks Supercheap Auto for not sponsoring this video, but for having that initiative on your e-commerce system. I think that is really great. And you know, also it encourages membership as well, because I've signed up to be a member, which didn't cost me anything. It was no skin off my nose, right? But I've signed up. I've decided I'm going to sign up, and that was one of the perks. Wow, cool, right? Not everyone's doing that, okay? So that is a win. That is my biggest tip on an initiative you could consider if you wanted to for your e-commerce shop. And that wraps up everything for today. So as I said, OPMC is focused on your e-commerce success. That's my spiel, my sales spiel. And look, if you want to subscribe to these videos, we would be super thrilled about it. We're trying to provide the best advice out there and useful information, useful practical information for e-commerce store owners and managers. And I'd love to have you back. So if you liked something about this video, then please subscribe, please like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give us a thumbs down and tell us why you're really upset about it. We're always looking to improve what we're doing. So constructive feedback is valued, hate mail not so much, okay? But we love hearing from you. We'd love to help you. That's it for me today. Thanks everyone. Until next time.